Welcome back, everybody. B Shooter94. We're here for Fall Brawl 2002. First off, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who's been crushing it on the other videos that have been posted in the last couple weeks. Thank you so much. You guys have been awesome. Thank you for keeping this save alive and wanting to see more. But we're here. Fall Brawl 2002. We're in front of 17,000 people at Tacoma Dome. And we're just going to run through the card real quick to open the show here. So we have in a tag team turmoil match featuring every tag team in WCW. There is one call-up tag team that you've seen before in Doug Basham and Claudio Castagnoli. They're in the tag team turmoil match. We have Rey Mysterio facing off against Kevin Nash. We have Chris Kanyon facing off against Jamie Noble. We have the U.S. Championship on the line as Mike Awesome defends against Rhino. We have the Television Championship on the line as the Hurricane challenges Mark Jindrak. And in our main event of the evening, Abyss defends the WCW Championship against Rob Van Dam and Booker T. Let's run into the show here. 72 on the hype video for the pay-per-view. Let's see if we can crush this pay-per-view and keep moving forward. In our opening contest, now this is going to be a little weird how it's going to say this, but it is a tag team turmoil. And in a decent match, the Steiner brothers win tag team turmoil in 1747. As they, the way this match went was the Dudleys came in at number 2. They were able to beat they beat every other team to get to the Steiners, who came in at 6. And the Steiners beat them, and then the Steiners retained over America's Most Wanted. And the way that this kind of worked is we had Jeff Jarrett and BG James in there, America's Most Wanted, Triple X, Claudio and Doug Basham, like I said. Chavo and Brian Clark were in there, Shane and Bam Bam, Dudleys, and the Steiners were the Nightbreed as well. Were also in this match. Zero Cool was in there. So all the tag teams that we have were in this match. The storyline advanced. Obviously, they retained. The Shane and Bam Bam storylines advanced and gained heat. James Storm benefited from having a hot new move, and the match got the crowd hotter. So good opening, low chaotic tag team turmoil match. I wanted to feature every tag team and just kind of see where we were. The titles were not going to change hands here, but I think it's going to allow a story to develop as we go towards Starrcade, and I'm looking forward to seeing how those matches go because I think you guys are going to really enjoy that. 67 rating on that. Post-match, the Steiner brothers retain, like I said. They are still the WCW Tag Team Champions. Storyline has advanced, 70 rating on that post-match celebration. Mike Awesome cuts a backstage promo about Rhino and his U.S. Championship match. Says he's nowhere near 100%, but he's a fighting champion. He is the WCW United States Champion. He represents the whole country, and he refuses to have a match or a championship be dictated due to injury or any beatdown. He said, I'm going to face Rhino tonight, less than 100%, but no matter what, I'm going to do everything I can to keep this belt around my waist. Storyline has advanced, but lost heat a little bit with only a 65 promo. Good stuff out of Mike Awesome here. We're really trying to pull a story with him and Rhino, so we'll see kind of what happens tonight for that U.S. Championship. In and about that had great heat and decent wrestling. For the Television Championship, Mark Jindrak defeats the Hurricane in 12:04 by pinfall with the Mark of Excellence. Mark Jindrak makes defense number 4 of the WCW Television Championship. The Hurricane is 62, Jindrak is 60. Storyline has advanced but lost heat, and the announcer quietly lived to the match, 61 overall rating. So Jindrak retains. There is a plan in place for the Television Championship that I think everybody's going to really enjoy going forward, but he gets a big win here as he retains over the Hurricane, as Jindrak is taking on all comers at this point for the TV Championship and staying strong. Kind of our way of building him up into something bigger, especially since I gave him a big contract extension. I need him to start becoming a bigger deal here in WCW. And like I said, post-match, Mark Jindrak retains over the Hurricane. The Hurricane character is doing its job at this point, and I say that not as like a pun. but he's doing the right thing by being that kind of that lower mid card act. Um, Pretty much his whole year. I definitely have some ideas for the Hurricane, but if you have others, please let me know. And then Jindrak, like I said, he needed to get this win as he is pushing towards trying to keep that championship as long as possible. And I think that's going to be kind of the way we build him up into something bigger. Jindrak, obviously, I signed him to a very long extension, or I like a 4-year extension, because he is only 23 in this game at this time, and I really wanted to lock him up, and I gave him a pretty big salary too, because he built up so quick, being in pinpoint and stuff. So I need him to start becoming that upper mid card guy. And Jamie Noble cuts a backstage promo about his match with Chris Kanyon, saying that a lot of people have doubted him his whole career here in WCW. He was pushed around in the cruiserweight division. He was put in a no-win situation with Kid Cash. People have put him in this notion that he is just a small guy with a little temper, and he says that's not true. He said, I'm a southern redneck and we fight. And Jamie Noble says that Chris Kanyon disrespected him, and that he turned his back on what he believed in, and Jamie Noble tonight is going to show Chris Kanyon some respect in that ring, or force it out of him. 62 promo out of Noble, storyline advanced but lost heat. Noble improvised well, trying to give Jamie Noble some stuff here. He's too good in the ring to not do something with. And his promo wasn't bad, so I think we can find something for Jamie going forward. I think his unfortunate ceiling isn't a mid-carder, but he is going to be a solid mid-carder for us. I don't see Noble ever being like a WCW champion, but I could definitely see him being a big factor in that mid-card to lower mid-card range. In a good match, this is exactly what I'm talking about. In a good match, Chris Kanyon defeats Jamie Noble in 12:57 by pinfall with a flatliner. Jamie Noble 72, Chris Kanyon is 68. Storyline has advanced but has ended. The match got the crowd hotter. 70 rating on the match. So this was a small little feud, simply to give Kanyon the babyface turn, which we knew was coming, but also give him a small little feud before the next pay-per-view, because he has something very special coming his way for the next pay-per-view. And I wanted to feature Jamie Noble because Noble has really done well. But I put Noble in that, like, Noble can cut a promo way better than Kaz Hayashi or Lance Storm, but I kind of put him in that realm of like that mid-card. I can always have a good match and possibly a good feud situation. So I just need to develop that mid-card a little bit stronger, but I think we're getting there. I'm doing a great job of putting guys out of the mid-card into the main event, but we got to kind of tighten up that mid-card. Backstage promo from Booker T and Sharmell, saying that tonight, even though Rob Van Dam stole his way into this triple threat and the unfairness that is that situation, I beat RVD fair and square, but I can't dwell on that at this point. Tonight, I'm going to slay the Monster Abyss and beat that punk-ass Rob Van Dam to become WCW champion once again. 73 promo out of Booker. Storyline has advanced. Booker has been my MVP pretty much of this save, and he's been fantastic. And in about that had great heat and decent wrestling. For the WCW United States Championship, Rhino and Mike Awesome draw after a double countout in 18:22. The way that we're getting to this segment, or this spot, is Rhino is going to hit a gore as Mike Awesome is standing on one announce table, and the gore takes him through the other one. Both men do not answer the 10 count. Now, this is where I get a little upset here. Rhino at 56, Awesome is 68. Strong has advanced, but they don't click, which is extremely upsetting because I wanted to have a rematch with them at Halloween Havoc, but if they don't click, I mean, I'm going to have to do it regardless. Mountain Announcer qualified in the match. Awesome has a hot new move. I mean, a 66 rating ain't bad, but I feel like this could have been a high 70s match if they actually were to click. Is what it is. But we left this storyline open for a potential another match, as neither guy won the match, and the championship stays on Mike Awesome due to champion's advantage. So, interested to see what we do there. I think you guys will enjoy, hopefully, what goes on going forward. But yeah, that was our U.S. Championship match, double count out. Backstage, RVD is in the trainer room getting all taped up on his ribs. Remember, he cracked 3 ribs the other in the steel cage match, and then when the Abyss chokeslammed him through the announce table. We have Paul Heyman walking up to him, just making sure that again that he's good to go tonight. RVD says, "You would have to drag me out of this building to not be in this main event tonight." Heyman knows that, but he's just doing his due diligence. Heyman's role in this situation mentality, or he's trying to favor people. He's just, making sure his guys are good. And RVD's story arc here is going to work out really great, I think, going into Starrcade. But let's see how this triple threat goes coming up here shortly. 6-8 promo out of this with these two guys. All right, we get a feud recap: Kevin Nash and Kevin Nash and Rey Mysterio. So if you remember, this all stemmed from Kevin Nash more or less being challenged by Rey Mysterio when Kevin Nash returned, or when Rey Mysterio returned. And then Mysterio picked up a fluke victory, some would say, by rolling up Kevin Nash, and then Nash, beating him down and being pissed off, and then Nash beat him on Nitro. And this is the rubber match between Nash and Mysterio here for Fall Brawl. Let's see kind of what happens. I'm hoping this match goes well. 70 rating. These guys did have decent chemistry before, so let's see what we get here. Yeah, well, they don't click, but dang, that's good. And about that fantastic heat and great wrestling, Kevin Nash defeats Rey Mysterio in 13:27 by pinfall, then jackknife powerbomb. Nash at 68, Mysterio in 82. Still has advanced, but they don't seem to click, which is fine. That's a 79 rating with a match that didn't click. I'm cool with that. I'm going to maybe see if we can get another match out of these guys for Halloween Havoc, because both guys have new things going on towards Starrcade, but we'll see. Would love to do something there. We might do something at Halloween Havoc that might affect Mayhem. We'll see. We'll see what we got there. But Nash picks up a big victory. Mysterio, as the former WCW champion, we are pulling him back at the reins a little bit on where we kind of put him. But he's always a guy that I could put in the main event whenever I want, and it works. So, no real issues there. We get a backstage promo from James Mitchell and Abyss, as Mitchell's about to launch his monster into this triple threat match, where not only does he get to beat up RVD, he gets to beat up Booker T as well while defending his WCW championship, and he says that neither man will be taking this belt off of his monster. 73 promos and storylines advance, and James Mitchell was obviously superb because he's fantastic on the microphone. And we get a feud recap of the triple threat match. Remember, Booker T defeats Rob Van Dam at Clash of Champions to get this opportunity. And then RVD beat Booker T in the steel cage match to earn his chance to be in this triple threat. And we got the big entrances here for the main event. So RVD makes his entrance. Apparently his performance was fantastic in his entrance. That's great news, considering he created his entrance. Booker T has his entrance. Wow, 86. Dang, okay. Booker T does his entrance, and our WCW champion Abyss will be making his entrance for this triple threat match. Good stuff out of all three guys, making their entrances, making sure they know what they're doing out there. And we're going to get to our main event of the evening. I hope this match has a huge rating. Would be awesome for our highest rated. I feel like these are technically our three biggest stars, so let's hope. Okay, and about that had fantastic heat and great wrestling. Abyss defeats Booker T and Rob Van Dam in 22:37 when Abyss pins RVD with a black hole slam. Abyss makes defense number 3 of the WCW Championship. RVD carried the match. Abyss is 71, Booker is 78, RVD and 90. Storyline has advanced and gained heat. His matches are better color commentary. Okay, 81 overall in the match. Fantastic. I am very happy with that. These three guys are three of my pillars here in the company. Fall Brawl maybe wasn't the pay-per-view to do this type of match, but great stuff. Abyss retains. Fantastic. Just wow. These guys crushed it. I'm assuming our rating for the show is going to be fairly high. Let's see. An 80. Wow. On a pay-per-view, we gained popularity in 34 regions. Wow. That's massive. I mean, we had a lot of good ratings on this show, but damn. An 80 for a pay-per-view? That we're starting to really build up, guys. Like, we're getting to a point where, yeah, we are the #2 company in the world, but we're starting to make some headway. I do want to make some announcements that could affect WWE. Eddie Guerrero has left the WWE. He is signed with I don't. I tried to get him. I wasn't gonna be out. I was outbid tremendously. CML has signed Eddie Guerrero to a 4-year deal worth about $4 million a year in the game. So he's leaving WWE. There's two other guys who are fairly good upper mid carders that are also leaving WWE. So they could be in some trouble here. We have to make some re-signings ourselves, but yeah, it's interesting right now because they're in some hot water. Now, granted, they still have plenty of guys, but they got to pretty much rebuild their whole roster. But guys, just wanted to give you that announcement that Eddie Guerrero left WWE. Thank you for coming by and showing some love for the channel and the show, and thank you so much. We'll be back next Sunday for our first Nitro after Fall Brawl.